Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. And real quick, before we get started, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for choosing to support me even further. You guys' generosity means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. And if you're actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you're interested in any of these cute little emotes, the loyalty crown badges, if you're interested in supporting me even further, I deeply appreciate it, so thank you if you choose to do so. That being said, as always, just remember that's never a requirement. Just watching the content is the best thing that I can ask from all of you. So thank you guys so much. We're getting closer to 1k subs. We're about like 980 right now, which is insane. You guys are the best community I can ask for, so thank you guys. And before we get started on today's video, I just want to say, I might sound a little bit different. I'm currently on vacation right now, and over the weekend I didn't have access to a good setup yet, but now I do. I might sound a little bit different, but it's still me. So, it is what it is. But I just want to say I left a lot of videos for you guys over the weekend, and that got a lot of support. So thank you guys so much. You guys are a blessing, so thank you. And for today's video, just like yesterday's when it came to actually talking about, spending in this game, I wanted to talk about all the free stuff you can get in terms of gems. Because I know over, summer times right now, we got a lot of new commanders right now. A lot of people are, trying to play the game for the first time, interested in all the ways that you could try to get gems right now. Or even if you're just, trying to like get as much gems as you can right now for the summer banners. I really want to talk about all the sources of like revenue that you could get for free in this game. Because surprisingly, there's a good bit of amount of gems that you can get in this game. You just got to find them, know where to look, know what to do. And that's what this video is going to help you. So let's get started. First things first, I want to talk about dailies and weeklies. Dailies you get every day. And now with dailies, it's a set amount of stuff that you do. But at the end, you always get 100 gems. Now, even though it's only 100 gems, that's going to add up. If you keep doing them, it all adds up. Not only that, but then we have weeklies. Now, weeklies, they take a little bit more time to complete, obviously. But you do get 300 gems from them. So, make sure you're keeping on top of it. Because like I said, it all adds up. So make sure you're maintaining that. And as for challenges, there are a bunch of different challenges you can do. Completing, Tribe Tower, completing campaign, doing interception, stuff like that. Every challenge you do, when you get to a certain point, you will be able to collect 200 gems. So, I've done a lot of challenges at this point, but I'm getting close to getting 200 more gems. So that's pretty cool. So make sure you're, watching that, looking at the challenges, seeing what you can do. So try to stay on top of that. That being said, though, this is not obviously your only source of revenue, because one thing is this outpost defense. Now, you can increase your outpost defense level by, playing campaign stages. Every 5 campaign stages you complete, you go up a level. Every time you go up a level, you get 100 gems. Really, really cool. And when you level up, you also get a certain amount of gems. I think it's like 30 to 50, I think, something like that. So just playing the game, you'll level up. You'll get a good amount of gems. Keep maintaining that. Play through the story. I love the story, but, that's how you get, a good increase in your outpost defense. You get more stuff from it, and you get more gems. So what's to lose? That being said, though, not only does the story have this outpost defense stuff, there are side missions you can complete for, more gems. There are X missions that you can do. So it's like manual bosses. That gives you about 300 gems every time you do it. And then you can also do hard mode to even push it even further. It's a little bit difficult and you don't get as many rewards, I feel like. But those are still ways that you could try to get gems and push your outpost defense for that. So keep that in mind. That being said, though, I just want to say that when it comes to the stages of the campaign, there is this main section that you can actually complete stuff for it. It's obviously cleared for me because I'm catched up with the story. That being said, the one thing I want you to keep in mind is that early on, you'll get a good amount of gems for completing the main mission challenges. Later on, though, that kind of falls off, and they start becoming a bit more stingy when it comes to gems. But then I guess they ramp it up again later on, I've noticed. So it goes like a high peak of more gems, then low gems, and then back to high. So keep that in mind. But other than that, still really, really good source. And it might sound contradictory, but what I want to do is also go over the cash shop. Because when it comes to the cash shop, there are a few freebies that we can get here. And one thing that you see right here right away is the step up package. Now, in terms of the step up package, the first thing that you get is free. It's about 100 gems and some gold modes. It's nothing much, but it's free. Now, we only get the step up packages when it comes to really big events, so don't expect to see this that much. That being said, though, we're not here for the step up package mostly. We're here to talk about the dailies, the weeklies, and the monthlies. Now, there are stuff that you can buy here, obviously. But we're not here for that. We're here to look at the daily free package. The daily free package, at least for the dailies, gives you 10 gems. Now that sounds laughably little, yes, but like I mentioned, it all adds up. And as for the weeklies, you know, every start of the week, you end up getting 50 gems and some purple molds. Monthlies, you get 100 and some purple molds. Now, it might not seem like a lot, but it all adds up. You know, keep going at it. You'll get more gems, enough to do a lot of pulls. I honestly just save a lot, so I try to maintain as much as I can. I don't really buy gems. Now, I might buy some bundles that have gems in it, but I never outright buy gems. I don't see the worth in that personally. But that's just me, right? And then one thing I want to talk about is actually in the outpost itself that I find really important, and that's involving the Tactics Academy. Now, if you're new and you're still trying to get through the Tactics Academy, you know, I'm not going to fully explain it, but just make sure you're upgrading the classes in the Tactics Academy because it can really help you. Because especially with the bulletin board, when we're talking about with some things with the bulletin board, there are a lot of random things you can get. You can see the probability info for a bunch of stuff here. There is a lot of stuff here. And when it comes to special dispatches, those are involving the new doll system. So when it comes to the normal dispatch system, you see a huge array of possibility for other random stuff. So you can get a varied amount of gems here. Sometimes you'll get 20. Sometimes you can end up with 140. It depends on your luck. It's all RNG. So just, you know, just keep that in mind. And in terms of the command center, there are a few ways to get gems from here. And that involves a lot of story. Like side story, just like the main story. If you complete side story within side story, you can you know, get gems for completing the stories. And then for lost relics, you know, those little pieces that you find throughout the campaigns, the different types of you know, dialogue that you can read about, make sure you're collecting that, even if you don't like reading about it, or maybe you do. Regardless, make sure you do it because you can, you know, claim a reward here of 100 gems. It all adds up. You get so many more gems, so, you know, just stay on top of it. Same thing with the jukebox, because you'll end up collecting the OSTs, and then you'll be able to go look at, you know, the albums. If you go look at the albums, you can see these little challenges here. I have them completed, but you get 50 gems per. That's just gems you're leaving on the table. And honestly, most importantly, I want to talk about the advising, because there's a lot of gems you can get here, because every Nikke that you get to bond level 10, you'll be able to experience their full bond story to get to know about the characters more. And you'll get about 50 gems per. There's about 5 stories each, so that's about 250 gems per Nikke you have. So look at all these Nikkes that I have, all those bond stories, all those gems. And I still have a lot of gems that I need to catch up on. I mean, I have so many bond stories here. I'm like a little overwhelmed. I gotta like get through them. But I'll get to their lore eventually. Like I gotta take my time. But other than that though, what I really want to do is go actually talk about the arc, because there are a few side games that we can do that can give us a good amount of gems. And honestly, I'm unsure, because when it comes down to it, I'm not really sure how to feel about it, because there's, like, don't get me wrong, you get a good amount of gems from it, but I just don't like the game mode that much personally. It's just not for me. But if you play through the campaign and you start clearing these lost sectors to, you know, consecutively go through them, you also have to get through the campaign, just be aware. You know, you'll get, you know, cubes, pulls, materials, and then sometimes you'll end up getting batteries, and then you'll start getting gems. And the main thing that every one of these have that are common is that if you fully complete it, you'll end up getting 500 gems each. Now look at all these lost sectors. So that's a lot of gems right there. Getting through the campaign, getting through lost sector, that's a huge incentive to try to get all those gems. Now, it might be a little bit of a pain in the butt, but I think it's worth it for the gems that you get. And honestly, you know, for the cubes and stuff, I think it adds a lot for Nikkes. So I definitely recommend trying to push it, even if it might not be your favorite. I think the rewards are worth it, in my opinion, and it's free. So that's really cool. That being said, though, when it comes to Tribe Tower, everybody, you know, when it comes to Tribe Tower, there are like 5 different ways. There is the normal Tribe Tower, where you can use any manufacturer. Now, I know that might seem like self-explanatory, like of course, because I want to be able to use my squad, but you know, the way that it works is that Tribe Tower, normally you can use whatever you want, which is fine. But then there are manufacturer tribe towers, which is Elysian, Missilus, Tetra, and Pilgrim. you can only use their manufacturer Nikkes. No matter what you do in this tribe tower, every normal tribe tower run you do, you get 50 gems and some material or currency. However, every 5 to 10 runs that you do of tribe tower, you end up getting 100 gems per. And that's a lot of gems, considering that I'm at stage 359, and all these Elysians, I'm in somewhere in the 200s. Not Elysians, I mean the tribe towers. But this is a lot of gems that you can get. Now, it might take some time for, especially if you're new, to get through it, but just know that the more you level up, you can reward yourself by getting more free gems by trying to push these towers. And it can especially be difficult if you don't have that many Nikkes for a certain manufacturer. I'm talking about you, Elysian. Not that many good ones. I still don't have D-Killer Wife, unfortunately. It is what it is. Anyway, we move on. And we're going to actually talk about Arena. Because Arena is something that I know a lot of people don't really care about, because there are two different versions of it. There's Rookie, and then there's Special Arena. Now, Rookie Arena does not give you gems, but Special Arena does. However, this asks for a lot, because you need about 3 teams of a full squad. So you need 15 Nikkes for it, and PvP has a whole different meta. And it can be hard, it can be difficult. And I'm kind of stuck here because I have a lot of whales in my server, unfortunately. But that being said, though, I'm comfortably at Diamond 1. So when I go to my reward info and I look at my season end rewards, I end up with about 2,000 gems every time, which is pretty good. It's a good source of revenue. Even if you don't want to try PvP and you don't care for it, at least try to play somewhere, because you still end up with at least getting 300 gems. That's still something. So those are some free gems you're leaving on the table, so why not give it a try, right? And then, other than that, though, I think that covers most of all the free stuff that you can get with normal Nikke. We currently have stuff that you can try to get free gems right now during summer. And since we still have summer for about 2 more weeks, I still feel like this is valid to talk about. So, first thing I want to talk about, not only that, is that the Island Adventure, fun minigame by the way, but it's a pain in the ass on mobile, and trust me, I've been trying to play on mobile. It's so hard. It's so difficult. But if you go look at the missions and you go look at the challenges, there are a lot of freebies you can get here involving gems. So, make sure you're doing that. Try to do it as much as you can. I know it's a pain in the ass sometimes, but you can get gems here. So make sure you're doing that, because I think it's worth it. And also collecting all these little relics that you see here on the map on the bottom right. Some of those relics can have gems, so make sure you're doing that, just like the campaign stages. Who knows what you can get? Maybe you'll get gems. Why not get it? And then last thing I think we can finally talk about actually involves coordinated operation. Because coordinated operation is something that's a part of summer right now. And there is a shop in this game that is made for coordinated operation. And even though coordinated operation might not be the best game mode for a lot of people, some people aren't interested in it, it opens the recycling shop. So when it comes to the recycling shop, there are a lot of different things you can buy with the co-op currency. However, every week it resets and you're actually able to get some good stuff. Because when it comes to it, you can actually end up buying gems. Now, you don't get that many gems. You get about 250 per week, but that's still gems that you can get. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're, completing co-op so you could get these broken cores to spend in the recycling shop. So why not do it? And then to finally round things out, we're going to end it with Aegis the Diver. Fun minigame, having a lot of fun with it personally, but since it's still summer, this is still valid. Make sure you're doing the challenges, because even though there's a lot of challenges, there are gems that you can get here. Now, it might not be a whole lot, but it's still gems. And then there are little dailies that you can do associated with it that give you gems. It's not a lot, but it all adds up in the end. So make sure you're doing it, but at the same time, don't feel like you have to do everything to feel like you're farming, because if you're trying to farm for stuff you're not having fun with, what's the point? So just have fun with it and just make the most of it. If you're new, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the summer event and hope you're enjoying Nikke. And if you're just watching this, just to get a quick refresher on everything, welcome. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for the constant support. We're getting closer to 1,000 subs. And I'm going to be honest, that's kind of crazy to me. I never thought we would hit 1,000 subs, nor did I ever think we'd get close. So it's crazy. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best community that I can ask for. And let me know. What are your guys' thoughts with the summer event right now? Because I'm having a blast with it. I'm having fun with the minigame. I'm having fun with Aegis the Diver. It's a lot of fun. So I'm just going to enjoy what I can, and I'm definitely excited for Razana on Wednesday. So make sure to look out for that. And you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And please, as always, take care.